Good morning. I am Susan Vivanetta with the Mental Health Bureau of the Collier County Sheriff's Office. You'll see on your agenda you were expecting Sergeant Tom Tavery, and he had planned to be here till the last minute when he got a call out. So he's out in our community helping out with a crisis situation. Our Mental Health Bureau currently consists of 2 certified deputies. We're expecting a third, hopefully very soon. We also have a CIT coordinator, a crisis intervention team coordinator, a mental health bureau coordinator, and 2 licensed social workers. We're excited to have the licensed social workers. We contract them from the David Lawrence Center. And one of the reasons we needed their assistance is because we have put together mental health intervention teams, which means that we have a certified deputy, certified law enforcement officer, and a licensed social worker who can go out into the community and address crisis situations. They do this through referrals from the agency. They may come into as a 911 call, or we may get referrals from community members or community partners where they can go out and check up on someone, make sure, they can assess the situation, they can assess the person. And also, they typically can go into or welcomed into the home of this individual, and that way they can assess their living situation, because there are a lot of signs of mental health crisis situations just by looking around a house and seeing what their living conditions are. If they have food in the house, if they are hoarding, if they are blocking windows and doorways and different things that might be a sign of some sort of mental health crisis. We also provide crisis intervention team training, that's CIT training, which is a 40-hour training on mental health issues. And we provide this to all of our law enforcement officers and corrections officers. Right now with law enforcement officers, we are probably about 95% through all of our certified law enforcement officers. Corrections is probably 50% because they started a little later, but we've been offering CIT training since 2008. We started with our patrol officers, and we've just kind of, as we can move through and get everybody trained, we've moved on to other positions like criminal investigations and corrections. It was really needed in corrections, so we're happy to be able to host them. We also include Naples Police Department, Marco Island Police Department in those. And the National Park Service usually sends a representative for the 40-hour training, which has been terrific. We do a shortened version for our 911 in our dispatch center because they need the crisis intervention team training as well. How we do the 40 hours is we include our community partners, the experts in those agencies, to come in and talk about different topics, whether it be mental health signs and symptoms or autism spectrum disorder. We talk about elder issues, because a lot of times our elders are having issues that are hard to determine between whether it's dementia or a mental health illness. So we have that addressed, and many other topics. We also teach mental health first aid, which is an 8-hour certification course that can be taught to anyone in the community. So we've done different groups. One of the things that we are proud of is that we offer this training to our inmates, or we were before COVID. So we will take this 8-hour certification class, and over a period of time, we talk to inmates and teach them about mental health issues and signs and symptoms, and that's been very successful. We have had to delay that due to COVID, so we're hopefully going to get back to that soon. We're also heavily involved in the county treatment courts. Our treatment courts include mental health court, veterans court, and drug court. So we're involved in the actual court dates. We participate along with a team of mental health counselors from David Lawrence Center. There is a dedicated state attorney and a dedicated public defender, a dedicated probation officer, and then also corrections is involved in this, as they are one of the primary referrals for people to get into these diversion courts. And that has been very successful under the Honorable Janice Martin. She's been a great leader, and the program has been very successful over the years. With that, we also are able to do wellness checks, and we do checks with the probation officers to make sure that a particular individual that's been called to our attention is doing okay. So we'll go out and check on them. And to make all of this successful, we heavily depend on our community partnerships with David Lawrence Center, with the FACT team, with Naples Community Hospital, with NAMI, and the Collier County Public Schools. We're very involved with the Collier County Public Schools and assisting them. We also provide services to our agency members in various ways. And one of that is our critical incident stress management team. When there is a critical traumatic event that happens, you know, it would be happening in the community, but all the law enforcement officers and firefighters and EMS workers that are involved, we will do defusings and debriefings with them to help start the process of dealing with that event. And then we also assist the courts with serving ex parte orders, and those are orders from a judge when a family member or typically a family member knows that there's a crisis, mental health crisis going on with one of their loved ones. They can petition the court to have that individual Baker acted. And so if the judge approves that, they give us the paperwork. And so the Mental Health Bureau can go out and take that person into protective custody and take them to David Lawrence Center, which is our receiving facility. So that's pretty much it. Of course, there's a lot of, as all of there's a lot of other things that go on within the department that we address as well. So I thank you for your time and for being included in the program.